Welcome everyone. Mr. Muhammad, would you like to say something before we start?
Welcome to today's webinar. This webinar entitled with Challenges and Opportunities in English Language Teaching, ELT in Vocational Education. First of all, I'd like to thank all of the attendees for attending and hope to add value to their knowledge. My name is Mohammed Dahab. I'm Common Course Coordinator at RPI. RPI stands for Riyadh Polytechnic Institute, and we are hosting this webinar. I'm gonna give you just brief about RPI. RPI is a non-profit organization and one of the leading vocational institutes in Case A. Actually, the institute has been accredited by several bodies inside Saudi Arabia and outside, national and international, like TVTC and SQA. This stands for Scottish Authority of Scottish Qualification Authority, and ISO also. Also, I'd like to just draw your attention that RPI holds webinars in all its programs like printing and packaging, digital manufacturing, and electromechanical and quality. Right now, I would like to just turn the time over to Mr. Saeed. As you know that he is one of the leading teachers in the field, and he has his outstanding contributions for spreading knowledge among English teachers. And I will let him to introduce himself very well. And if you have any questions, I just ask you to just drop it on the chat box, and we will inshallah answer all these questions. Thank you, Mr. Saeed, and you can go.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, Mr. Muhammad, for inviting me. And yes, guys, our training session, I don't like to call it a webinar because it's not a webinar. I'm not going to talk that much. I'd like to call it a workshop. Okay, a workshop is an interactive webinar. Okay, so I believe every one of you came here not just to listen to me, because you can just watch many videos on YouTube and you can just listen to people, but I believe you came here to interact and to be part of the training session. So let's call it a workshop, not a webinar. All right, do you agree with me, guys? If you agree, give me a thumbs up, please. Fine. Okay, so today's session or today's workshop is about the challenges and the opportunities in teaching English in general, not in vocational education. And I'd like to thank Mr. Muhammad and everyone in Riyadh Polytechnic Institute for considering me for this training session or workshop. Yes, I'm going to start by a very nice activity, which is called GTKY, Getting to Know You. And I'd like all of you right now to tell us something in the chat box, something interesting about yourself in the chat box. Here we go. Tell us something that you think people will see it interesting. Quickly, in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Good, wonderful. Okay, let's keep moving, guys. I'd like to introduce myself in a very, I'm trying to make it an interesting way to introduce myself. Look at these sentences. Two of these sentences are not true about myself. Can you guess which two are not true? By the way, you can open your microphones. I'm not muting you, right? So you can open your microphone. You can just say, oh, you're not 37 years old. You're older, you're younger, something like that. What do you think?
Can I share my answer?
Yeah, you know me, Mr. Ibrahim. Okay, so yeah, tell us only one thing, okay?
You have been living in Dubai, the one for the last. Am I right?
This is not true, you mean?
Yes, this is one lie.
Good. So
The first
where am
one.
I? Where am I living now?
In Saudi Arabia.
Yes, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Thank you very much, Mr. Ibrahim. Anyone else, guys?
I think the last one also. I speak 4 languages. I think this is not true.
I do. I speak Arabic, English, conversational Chinese, and a little French.
Oh, good job. So
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
wrong.
Thank you. So try again. Try another one. Anyone else? You can, of course, put this in the chat box if you don't want to talk. Yeah.
Maybe you don't have just one brother?
I have one brother. That's true about myself. I have no sisters. I have one brother. So this one is right. Hmm. 10 seconds. If you don't say it, I'm going to give it. No, I'm 37.
Hello, Mr. Saeed. Maybe
Hi.
it's a number in order, but I have 2 bachelor degrees. Maybe this is wrong.
No, I do. I have 2 bachelor degrees.
Oh my God!
One,
So what?
one in education, 2005, and one in arts, 2007.
Perfect. MashaAllah. ربنا يبارك.
5 seconds, guys. If you don't say it.
Maybe I lived in
lived in
Turkey for
Turkey?
3 years.
Turkey for 3 years. I think
For 3
it's
years.
wrong.
Yes, I only lived in Turkey for 6 weeks. And I lived in China for 3 years. Yes. So we need to replace this word, Turkey, by the word China, because I lived in China for 3 years from 2008 to 2011. That was 10 years ago. I was working as an conversational English teacher. And yes, I'm not living in Dubai. I'm living in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia right now. Do you have any questions for me about myself? Any other questions? Quickly, you have 10 seconds. No more question. Thank goodness. All right. So before we start, I'd like you to work in groups to answer these questions. What may you do as a teacher in each of the following situations? I want you to take a screenshot, please. I will send you to breakout rooms for 5 minutes to discuss what you may do as a teacher in these situations. How many situations do we have?
5.
And how much time do we have?
5.
5 minutes.
5.
So you need to be quick, okay?
Okay.
Did you take a screenshot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not yet. Just a minute.
Okay, yeah. I'm gonna give 10 seconds to take a screenshot.
It's okay now.
Wonderful. 3 groups, let's say, okay, 3 groups. I believe some people will not be talking for some reasons. Okay, 3 groups of 8. Now, please accept.
With the first one. Some students are shy and never talk to you. What can we do in that situation?
I think if they feel shy, we can ask them to repeat the same answer if any one of the students answered it before.
What about having a small talk with him alone during the break or by the end of the day?
Yeah, excellent. We can involve him in the
This
something in groups, or can involve him in
Yes.
group activities or pair activities as well. So something like train him to present something in the front of the classroom. We can train him not to be shy. Okay, by involving him in the group activities or pair work, something like this. Any ideas?
I think this one is covered.
Okay, perfect.
Let's go to number 2. Your students may
For number 2, your students make a lot of mistakes when they speak. I think we shouldn't interrupt them or tell them that they have make a mistake. We have to give them the opportunity to speak fairly in order to express themselves and not to avoid to be shy.
Definitely, I agree with you. as soon as they finish maybe a speaking activity, then at the end, we can just give them feedback, since feedback is important for the students to receive it.
Hello, are you discussing the situations?
Yes, we're discussing the second one now.
Cool, good.
And indirect method, to be honest, but I prefer collective ones. Collective ones means that I gotta have some common mistakes. I'm not gonna have for special or for one by one and try to just correct it one by one, but I try to have some common mistakes according to the lesson or the outcome.
For number 5, some students feel that it is nonsense when you repeat some other students' responses. I think we can make them a different way, not repeat the same answer because they get bored.
Okay, yes. And also, if we repeat the same, we take some valuable time for the students to produce the language in classroom. We need to remember that they are the ones that need to produce language, not us. So it's a bad idea to repeat the same idea.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Group 1 finished all the questions. Group 2 discussed only the first 3 situations. Anyway, what did you say in the first situation? Some students are shy and never talk to you. What should we do?
We have discussed this problem by involving this student in the group work or pair work.
Okay.
To present something in front of the whole class.
Good.
Some of our colleagues said that you can talk to him in private first, then in public, and so on. Yeah.
Do you think you should build a good relationship with those students?
Yeah, this is a good point. Before that, yeah, perfect.
Great.
That's what I mean.
How about, yeah, good. Building a good relationship. How about the second one? Your student make a lot of mistakes when they speak. I heard you talking about error correction techniques and when to correct and when to delay and when to ignore, right?
Yeah, that's perfect. That happened.
Yes, that's about like using a variety of error correction techniques.
Error correction techniques.
Yeah, this will
We said
be
that,
one of
Mr.
the...
Saeed, we said, yeah, we said that I'm talking about myself. I said that it depends on the mistake itself. It related to the target language or something.
True. And we will talk about this in detail. Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much. The third point, most students hate being told too much in class. The teacher is talking all the time.
This is lecture.
Yeah, so what can we do here?
We can increase the time of STT.
Good. Minimize TTT and increase
the STT, yeah.
STT and try to elicit rather than telling, because telling,
yeah, perfect.
Yeah. Good. Elicit, don't tell. And this will be one of the points that we will discuss tonight. Low-level students don't understand when you use sophisticated language. What do we do here?
I think most of the time we face this problem.
Yeah, teaching beginner or low-level learners, beginner or elementary, and you're using sophisticated language, high level of vocabulary and high level of grammatical structures. So what should we do? 2 words.
I think just level our English to their level. We don't need to show off that we know English.
Right. No. Good. We call this grade your language. Grade your language. Yeah, use the language that is suitable to the level of the learners. The final point was,
we can check their understanding.
But it's not about that. That's another thing. Yeah, that's another thing. ICQs and CCQs. This is another thing. I'm talking about the teacher token time. The teacher token time in class. Yeah, sometimes students don't understand what you're saying. You're speaking the language that they don't understand. It's too difficult for them to understand. So you need to make your language easier for them to understand easily. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 5 was some students feel that it's nonsense when you repeat some other students' responses.
Echoing. This is echoing problem.
Yeah, stop echoing.
Stop echoing. Yeah.
So if I ask you right now, what's your name?
Mr. Ahmed Amin.
Mr. Ahmed Amin. Did I have to say your name again?
No, yeah.
I didn't have to, because everyone actually listened to what you heard what you said. So there was no good reason for repeating your response. This is echoing, and this is another area today in this session. So we have 3 main topics today. The first one is building rapport, which is good relationship with the students. The second one is error correction techniques and styles, how to respond to the learners' errors. And the third one is supportive teacher talk. We will be dealing with 3 areas actually: elicitation, grading language, and echoing. Are you ready?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
We're ready.
Here we go. We have 3 objectives today. I want you to keep them in mind. After each objective, we're going to go back to this slide to check whether we're done with the objective or not. The first one is about rapport. The second one is about the error correction techniques. And the third one is about, if you remember.
Echoing.
Okay, so supportive teacher.
No.
How your talk as a teacher in class should be supportive by eliciting, by not telling, by grading your language according to the level, by not echoing unless it's necessary for you to repeat what someone said. Okay, so keep these objectives in mind, please. We're going to go over all of them today. So building rapport. Here is another task for you. I will send you to breakout rooms again for 5 minutes. Remember, you have only 5 minutes, okay? So you need to be quick. You need to be watching the time. I want you to discuss this question: how to build rapport with students. All right? Take a note of the question. You don't have to take a screenshot. It's just a simple question. So you can just take a note: how to build rapport with students, how to build a good relationship with students. How much time do you have?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I will put you into the same breakout rooms, the same groups, okay? So that you can be more familiar with each other. Ready?
Ready.
Go.
Hello, everyone. I think, sorry for not participating first time because my son was crying. I think it's to be friendly with them, respect them. Give some information about yourself. They love that. Do you agree with me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're starting the first sentence.
Yes.
That's a good step. Excellent. Thank you. Go ahead. Yeah.
Another thing, it's okay to come to the class earlier and start chatting with them and asking some questions, not about their personal life, but about common things. What are their favorite sports? What are their favorite football players, and so on? Just to now
we can talk. We can also start this by myself. For example, make it as personally. I talk about myself. For example, that I like to see movies, to watch movies. So I ask them also, what kind of movies do you like to watch? And then start to talk. So this is, I think, in my idea, this is how to build a report. Is it correct?
Yes. In addition, we can add that at the beginning of the session or of the class, we can write our rules or instructions on the board to avoid making any mistakes and to be clear with dealing with them.
I think also I have extra information additional to to my colleagues. First of all, we can learn how to call the students by their names, personal names, learn them. How about the students' interest? hobbies, aspirations. Okay, we can also make create and use personal relevant class examples between the teacher and the students. Okay.
Yes, I agree with you.
Okay.
Also being creative and renewable.
Yes. I myself deal with my students when some of them do good thing. I praise the action, not the students, because some students like envy each other and they start like to hate each other. So once one of them do something good, I praise the action, not the person.
Yeah, cool. You mentioned a lot of things, actually. Can you just give us one tip in the chat box? Just one tip in the chat box, please, from your discussions. Treat them equally. Yeah, good one. They will feel that. Yeah. The teacher is fair. Good. What else? Calling them by their names. Very good one. Have a class profile. Yeah, get some information about the students. Have GTKY activities. Talk with them about their hobbies. Naming students, trying to personalize the topics. Very good, Ms. Nahid. Excellent, everyone. Love them, respect them. Focus on their interests. Yeah, create some rules and stick to them. Be fair. Have good eye contact with them. Sharing stories, setting rules, engaging them, and motivating them using enjoyable activities. Well done, everyone. I think you came up with many tips than I have for you now. I have to show you what I have actually before we move further. So yes, call them by names. Don't say you boy, you student, you girl, no. Memorize the names and use them. Learn something about their hobbies, their interests, chat with them before or after the class, or even away from the session. Get online, have a chat with them on WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger, or if you have a group or something. Reward. I heard one of you talking about this, that we reward the action, not the student, or we praise the action, not the student. So verbal praise, crack a joke, be funny, have a sense of humor. This is something really good that students love and appreciate. And be respectful, you said this, and humble at the same time. Don't tell them, keep telling them that you are the one and only in teaching. No, be humble, be modest, be respectful. And finally, don't forget to smile. Smile all the time. Even if your heart is broken, okay, smile. That's another thing. Okay, wonderful. Now, did we achieve the first objective? Are we done with it?
Yes.
Fine. So what should we do now? Try to build a good relationship with our students by taking all these tips into consideration, right? What's the second objective? Does anyone remember?
Error correction.
Yes, error correction techniques. So I heard one of you talking about this. That's why I want you to tell me in the chat box. Of course, students need to like feel free to make mistakes. Why? Why students should feel that it's okay to make mistakes?
To encourage them to speak, because if we correct every mistake they do, so they are not going to follow us, or they are not going to speak again.
And there is another reason. And there is another reason.
To build their fluency. To build their fluency, to be confident.
Yes, okay, to be confident, because this is how language is learned, and this is how we learn. You should tell your students that it's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We as teachers, we make mistakes. English native speakers make mistakes. Okay, even machines, robots make mistakes. So it's okay, make mistakes. Don't be afraid of this. Don't be ashamed of this. Tell your students, first of all, guys, make mistakes. Don't be ashamed of it. Don't be afraid of it. This is how languages learn, and this is how we learn. And we all make mistakes. That's number one rule you should agree with your students on. And now we have 3 situations in class. If you're doing an accuracy activity, controlled or semi-controlled, then how can I correct the students' errors? Please tell me in the chat. And how is it different from fluency activities, a speaking activity? How should I respond to the students' errors? Tell me in the chat box, please. Let's see how many of you are clear with this idea. Okay, you follow the chat, guys. I'm not going to read what you come up with, okay? You follow the chat. On site, you mean on the spot? Direct or indirect feedback. Okay, good job. Good job. Okay, let me make my question easier. If the activity is focusing on accuracy, controlled or semi-controlled, should I correct on the spot or should I delay the correction after the activity? What do you think?
We can gather all the mistakes, and at the end of the session, we can discuss these mistakes on the board together.
This is good, Miss Amira, but I'm talking about accuracy activities.
I think if it is against the activity, I must make it on the spot, because in this way they will not do the activity
Okay,
well.
Good. I see Mr. Muhammad, Mr. Jolio and Ms. Sayeda. Yeah, 4 people are saying on the spot. Yes, guys, if it's an accuracy activity, okay, a controlled or a semi-controlled activity, then you need to correct on the spot. How to do this? There are several ways on how to correct on the spot. There are 7 ways or 8 ways. We'll mention them in the following slide. So if it's an accuracy activity, controlled activity or semi-controlled activity, students are making mistakes with the target language, then you should correct on the spot. Don't delay it. Don't ignore it. What if it's not related to the lesson? We are doing the present simple tense and they are making mistakes with the present perfect. What should we do?
You should delay the correction.
We should ignore it, not just delay it.
Ignore it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you should ignore it.
Yeah, we should ignore it. We can deal with it in another session or in a different lesson, of course. What if we're doing a speaking activity, a role play or a debate, and the students are involved talking about something, but they are making mistakes? Should we interrupt them?
No, we shouldn't interrupt them at all. We just should take notes and give them a feedback after they finish speaking.
Perfect. What will happen if we interrupt students in a speaking activity?
They will stop speaking.
They will lose confidence and they will think that they shouldn't talk. Yeah. So as a good teacher, as an effective teacher, in a fluency activity, speaking activity, you should take notes of the students' mistakes. And then after the activity, you give feedback. This is what is called delayed error correction. 3 scenarios, and you need to respond according to the scenario you're doing. Okay, now we're going to focus on this, correcting on the spot. I know some teachers who just use one technique to correct on the spot. You say something wrong, I say it right. That's it. No other techniques. Actually, we have some techniques here. And let's see how many of them you're already familiar with. Number 1 and 2 are quite similar. That's the direct feedback or direct feedback. You say yes or no. be clear. Okay, someone says something wrong. Okay, don't say yes, okay, because this will give the impression that this answer might be correct. So you're confusing the students. It's not correct. Be nice, be cool, tell the student that this is not correct, so that the other students will not be confused. Because I know it's a sensitive matter. If someone says something wrong, you say, no, you're wrong. Oh, that's sensitive. Be careful. You should be nice, you should be cool when you correct others or when you say that this is not correct. So this is called what? Direct feedback, whether it's positive or negative. The third one is what most of the teachers do, the prompt correction. You say, I'm teacher. You say, a teacher, or I will kill you. That's the prompt correction. Okay, but the other techniques are more effective. Number 4, for example, is clarification request. Number 5 is inviting peers. Do you think it's always positive to invite other students to correct some students? I mean, is it always positive to invite students to correct other students?
No, maybe students get you know, jealous from each other and hate each other for such a thing, you know.
Yeah, there will be troubles, you know. They will might bully each other. So you need to be careful. You need to tell your students, when I ask you to correct something, not someone. Don't talk about the person, talk about the thing that you're correcting in a nice way. You need to tell them this, otherwise you will have a lot of like problems in class. Number 6 is reformulation. What is reformulation? And it's connected with recasting. I want you to differentiate between these two terminologies, reformulation and recasting. Who can reformulate this one?
Reformulation is just to repeat the sentence the student made and stop on the mistake he made.
Yes.
And correct
Can you do this one? Can you do this sentence, please? Can you reformulate this sentence? He playing football now. It's wrong. Can you reformulate it? Very good. Very good. Don't say he is. Don't say he is. Yes, Mr. Yeah, just say
playing football now.
Yeah, for example, I'm the student. I said he playing football now. You say what? He. Then
there's something missing here. He just
the student will try to say he.
Yeah, recognize that there is something missing.
Yeah, they will recognize that there is something missing or something wrong after he. That's reformulation. Recasting is if you don't have much time for reformulation, you can just say what the student said in a correct way. The student said he playing football now. You say
he's playing football
now.
Yeah, that's simply it. That's simply it. The final one is reactive teaching. Reactive teaching is when you ask some CCQs. You know, of course, you know what CCQs are, right?
Concept checking questions.
Like, for example, he eat fish every day. You say, do we say he eat or he eats? You say, oh, he eats. Oh, why do we put S to the verb? Because he is a singular pronoun, singular subject. Okay, and should the subject and the verb agree in number? Say yes, because you taught this already. So you can ask some CCQs to help the students understand the mistake and correct it. So which one of these techniques do we often use?
Reformulation.
Tell me, write the number in the chat box, please. Which one you often use? Because from now on, I want all of you to use a variety of error correction techniques if you're correcting on the spot. This will make the difference of course. Mr. Khalid is using like a variety of them. Good. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You pick and choose. Yeah, of course. You pick and choose. Mr. Muhammad
There is
said,
another way called finger code, Mr. Said.
yeah, of course. Like he is.
It's more suitable for
eating.
kids and for young learners.
Yeah, yeah. Because if they forget one of the fingers, this means there is a word missing, and yeah, finger correction. Yeah. Of course. Good. Good one. So if you have any question about error correction techniques and why students or why should we tell students that it's okay to make mistakes, you can ask me before we move on to the final objective in this session. Any question about error correction techniques?
Final? Did you finish?
This part, we still have one more objective.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's wrap it up. Is it necessary for students to make mistakes?
Of course.
Yes.
Should teachers tell students that it's okay to make mistakes?
Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do learners learn from making mistakes?
Of course.
Yeah.
Should teachers use only one or two techniques to correct on the spot?
Variety of techniques.
No.
Variety. Depends on the situation. We have 8 techniques. We moved over them now, so you can use a variety of them. You can ask for clarification. You can reformulate the sentence. You can recast it. You can give direct feedback, whether it's positive or negative. A lot of techniques that we should be using as teachers to correct students on the spot. On the spot. So on the spot means the task or the activity is an accuracy activity or a fluency activity?
Accuracy.
Good. If it's a fluency activity, should we give feedback or should we give correction or on the spot immediately?
No.
What should we do?
You should delay
At the end.
Take notes and?
Yeah, take notes and give a feedback after
the activity. And this is what's called delayed error correction, or we can abbreviate it, or we can use the acronym DEC. Okay, fine. Here we go. The third one. Remember the third one was about the teacher? Supportive. I wanted to keep this word in mind. Supportive teacher talk.
Supportive teachers talk.
Because some teachers are not supportive, I believe, you know?
Yeah.
So how to become a supportive teacher, even when you talk? There are some techniques, classroom management techniques. I'm going to shed the light on 3 of them, only 3 of them. Elicitation, grading language, and echoing. Before we do that, I'm going to send you into breakout rooms for the 3rd time today to discuss these 3 terminologies. Please take a screenshot. You have 6 minutes and 3 terminologies. So you should give each term 2 minutes only, okay?
How do you know about these terms?
All right, did you take a screenshot?
Yeah. What should we discuss?
How much time do you have for this?
The meaning of each term?
Yeah, what does elicitation mean? What does grading language mean? What does echoing mean? You can give an example. You can just try to clarify it. I don't want you to provide the accurate definition of each term, of course. This is not a test. Yeah, so how much time do you have?
6 minutes.
And how many terminologies you need to define or talk about?
3.
Okay, this time I'm going to put you into different groups. I'm going to recreate the groups. All right, so that you can meet new people. I want to add a new room. We have more participants actually.
Hello. Okay, let's start. What do you know about these terms? Elicitation. What is elicitation?
Yeah, open up your microphones, brothers and sisters. Talk to each other.
Yeah, let's not be shy.
Yeah.
Let's just
Introducing a new vocabulary.
Yeah.
New vocabulary to your students. So you hold a picture or a flashcard for this vocab, and you start asking them, "What's this?" You elicit the meaning of the word from your students. You should elicit even if you're sure that your students don't know the meaning. But at the same time, you don't have to elicit so much. Elicit only for 3 seconds or not more.
Yes. So yes, what's up? Yes, let's discuss these terms, which is elicitation, econ, and what else?
Class grading.
Yes.
But
So
quickly,
I think
you have only 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Try to be
Picture or yeah. Excellent.
I'm just giving an example. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This way we say we call it creating context or situation. You bring something a real person, and you create a situation to elicit the language or the target language from the students. That's perfect. MashaAllah عليك, MashaAllah. Any ideas?
Can I add
other
something?
ideas? Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
What I like about elicitation that it's student centered more than teacher centered.
So it will not be complex, very difficult to them to understand. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Let's imagine that we're teaching beginners. So by teaching beginners, we don't need to use really like C1 or C2 words or expressions. We just need to provide maybe just basic language, because according to their level, we need to grade our language. Now the last one, or well, maybe, I don't know if there is another participant about grading language. Now we have one more term, which is echoing. What is echoing?
I'm not sure about it, but if it's the same when we say echo, maybe they will have to repeat after the
echo. Yeah, it's from the word echo. Yeah, echoing. Yeah.
echoing.
When you repeat, when you repeat something.
So maybe
what does it mean in
teacher
teaching?
will ask the students to do like repetition, repeat after him. Maybe, I guess so.
No.
I believe those are dreamings.
Okay. We'll get to know that when we go back to the main room.
One of the comments that I used to have when I was like studying my CELTA course, that don't echo what the students are saying, and you know,
don't repeat the students' words. Yeah, now I remember it.
Yes, don't repeat what they say, because that might know.
This
that might
hires your TTT time.
Yeah, very good, exactly. So it's kind of like, you know, useless, you know.
Why should we repeat the student's answer, the student's question?
Okay, welcome back, everyone. Did you know all the terminologies provided? All the 3 terminologies? Yes or no?
Yeah, I think to some extent, yeah, Mr. Dr. Mr. Said. Nice being with you today, Mr. Said.
Thank you so much, Mr. Omar. I'm glad to have all of you today, actually.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. My honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. The honor is mine. So I hope that you're familiar with the 3 terminologies. I tried to explain them in the very beginning of the lesson when I was talking about the objectives, but now we talk in depth. So elicitation. To know what elicitation is, I have 3 questions here.
Yeah.
What is elicitation? How should it be done? I heard one of you saying we shouldn't elicit too much. Maybe she wanted to say you shouldn't elicit for too long, right?
Yeah, this is what I
But
meant.
yeah, but you should elicit too much, but don't elicit for too long. If students
I
don't
mean
know,
for each time. I mean for each time.
yes,
Don't
yes,
say
I heard you
asking, what
saying,
is this, you know? Yeah, yeah, okay.
I heard you saying if students don't know, you just give them the answer and yes. And why is it important? I heard one of you in another group saying this will reduce teacher talking time and will maximize the student talking time. And this is true as well. So elicitation is a term that describes a range of techniques that enable the teacher to get learners provide information rather than giving information to them. And instead of telling them about something, you ask them questions to get them to say what you want to say. This is elicitation. So we connect what students know with what students don't know, what is old and what is new. And as you said, it should be quick. If you ask a question, you expect students to give answers. They didn't give answers, okay? Don't wait for too long. They will feel nervous. They will feel like, oh, are we stupid? We should know the answer to this question. No, you elicit. If they don't know, what should you do?
Give it to them.
Yes, exactly. If they don't know the answer, if they didn't get the answer, give it to them, cut it short. And this, as we said, will help make the classroom learner-centered rather than teacher-centered, will make learning memorable. And this is the thing that I like. It's a Chinese, they say it's a Chinese proverb. Okay, tell me, and I
forget.
Yeah, that's why they say telling is killing. The more you tell, yeah, the more you tell your students, the more you're killing their creativity. So telling is killing. Remember this. Tell me, okay, you're a good teacher. Thank you. You talk a lot, but I will forget. Teach me, try to involve me, okay?
I'll learn
a little bit, and I will remember. I may remember, but if you involve me fully, then I will learn. How can you involve the students when you speak? By eliciting information rather than giving that to them. And here, to make this practical, I have an example. Look at this example. This is a word I used in, I will mute you guys. And if you would like to answer, you can raise a hand, please, okay? This word, I used this word in Delta Module 2 when I was doing Delta Module 2. And I was teaching pre-intermediate level students in Istanbul, Turkey. And I wanted to elicit, was actually pre-teach vocabulary, PTV. And I wanted to elicit this word, the meaning of this word, tramp. Okay, tramp means what? As you see, the meaning is here. Jobless and homeless. But I didn't want to say this simply. Okay, guys, tramp means someone who is jobless and homeless. No, I didn't want to say that. I wanted the students to say the meaning of the word by themselves. So how do you think I elicited this word? Who can try? Raise your hand, please. Anyone, a volunteer, raise your hand. Try to elicit this word from us. Yes, Mr. Mohsen, give it a go.
Yes, for example, that after graduation from the university, you are going to search for a job. So you like to search for a job, so you are without job.
Okay, what's this? You didn't ask any question. Elicitation is like a series of questions. You didn't ask. Okay, Miss Sophie, let's have a try. No problem. Okay. Let's see someone else. Miss Sophie, can you elicit the meaning of the word tramp?
I'll try.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think about this man? Is he happy?
Okay.
Do you think he's poor or rich?
He's.
Do you think he has? Would you answer me?
Poor. He is poor, I think.
Yeah, I can help. No, he's sad. He's not happy.
Yeah, okay. Do you think he has a job?
No.
No.
Actually,
No.
I don't know because it doesn't appear from the picture, so I don't know. But he's sad,
So
by the way. Anyway,
he's
he's
sad
sad.
and he's poor, so he might doesn't have a job. So if he doesn't have a job, so he is
Yeah, without a job, he doesn't work. He's
jobless.
jobless. Mhm,
So he
jobless.
is jobless. Do you think
Mhm.
he has a home or a house, a good home or a house?
I don't.
No.
Yeah, if
So
he
if he doesn't have a home, so he is
Homeless?
homeless.
Homeless,
Yeah,
yeah.
great. Thank you. So this man is jobless and homeless.
So tramp means someone who is jobless and homeless. Very good, Miss Sophie. Well done. Well done. Good job.
What do you think, Mr. Saeed?
Well done. Very well done. This is what I did actually. I said, okay, guys, do you think this man? I said, do you think this man has a job? I said, no. Do you think this man has a home? No. So what do we call someone who doesn't have a home? Homeless. What do we call someone who doesn't have a job? Jobless. So if someone is jobless and homeless, this
So
means
he is
this
a
person
tramp.
is tramp. So they will never forget this word. But if you say, okay, tramp means someone who doesn't have a home, doesn't have, you're telling. Telling is killing. It's not memorable. Yeah. So this is just an example, and you can try to elicit, but don't make elicitation too complicated. Don't ask many questions. Don't tell stories.
Yeah.
Make it specific and to the point. Okay.
Keep it short and simple.
Yes, just like ICQs. Okay.
I liked it was. I'm sorry to interrupt. I liked your way. It was short and direct, but for me the picture was not that clear. I think.
Yeah, you know, we can remove the picture. By the way, we can.
I mean,
can
this
use
one
another
is,
picture, but we are dealing with the situation now.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I used this picture because I was doing this lesson from one of the course books, and this was the man the text was about. So
I'm comparing this one to the Egyptian tramps. So
yeah,
there is no.
Actually, this man is a politician. You know,
totally different.
He's a very famous man, but you know he likes being simple, and it's you know. By the way, my Delta Module 2 lesson, the lesson is recorded and it's on Facebook. You can find it. 50 minutes, the real lesson. You can find it. Yeah, it's recorded, so you can just try to go back and find it.
Thank
All right.
you so much.
You're welcome. So let's move on to another technique to make the teachers talk. What's the word that starts with S? To make the teachers talk, what? Supportive. Remember this word. We are eliciting because we are trying to be supportive. The second technique is grading language. What does it mean, grading language? Can anyone remind us of what you said in the breakout rooms?
It means to use a suitable language for each level.
Good. So if I'm teaching beginner level students or elementary, should I speak, should I use high level vocabulary or high sentence structures? That will be complicated, you know?
No.
You should grade your language.
They won't understand you.
Yeah, they will never understand. They will be switched off and they will feel depressed and upset, you know?
We
So
can use the body language and gestures instead.
Perfect. I'm going to give you 5 strategies to grade your language if you're teaching low-level learners. By the way, some people say, if I'm teaching kids, no. Kids, it doesn't necessarily mean because they are kids, they are low-level, you know? Some kids are like of native speaker level, you know? We teach students in international schools.
You're talking about the level, not the age.
Perfect.
Of the students.
Perfect. So here I'm talking about the low level, not the age of the student. It can be a 50-year-old man who is a beginner, and they can be a 5-year-old boy who is a native speaker who speaks English even better than anyone else. So I'm going to give you 5 strategies to grade your language. The first one is for G. G is, as you said just now, gestures.
Yes.
Use body language, because, you know, sometimes I'm confused. Some teachers, when we were doing the TEFL course 2 months ago, some teachers were giving the teaching practice, teaching real students, and I'm there, I was observing, okay? And they were not opening the camera, the video. So how can you use this? How can you use gestures? How can you use body language? Yeah, you're just switching off your camera and you're not interacting with your students. They can't even see you. So this is number one tip. If you want to grade your language, use your body. Students see you before they listen to you, okay? So you say, work in groups, you can do this, work in groups. Work in pairs, you can do this, work in pairs. Right, you can do this. You're welcome, thank you so much. You right, listen, talk, so body language. Number two is for R. What do you think R is for?
R?
I'm eliciting, I'm trying to elicit now, okay?
Yeah.
Don't elicit too much, Mr. Said.
Yes, R is for the rate of speech. You should slow down. Some teachers,
Yeah, okay.
some teachers, they are proud of themselves. They say, I speak really fast. Okay, you speak really fast. This is not
No
good.
one understands you.
Yeah, even if you're doing an IELTS speaking test, even if you're in an interview, you shouldn't speak really fast. You should have a normal pace, like slow down sometimes, speak fast sometimes, you know, you shouldn't be monotonous.
Use the suitable intonation for each sentence, I think.
Exactly. When I was in China 13 years ago, I used to teach like all the levels and ages. I was teaching kindergarten students, I was teaching university students, I was teaching junior students, but mainly I was teaching high school students. You know, I know sometimes when should I slow down and when should I speed up, you know? It's not always good to speed up. Remember this. Number three is A for authentic language. When we say speak slowly, this doesn't mean you don't speak naturally. Use connected speech features, assimilation, elision, intrusion, catenation, use them, but speak naturally. Don't say, for example, you are student. No, this is not natural because you dropped the article. A, you are a student. So speak naturally, be authentic, and at the same time, slow down so that student can understand you. D is for what?
What does, Mr. Said, what does authentic language mean? I know authentic materials, but I don't know what.
Yeah, authentic was, as I explained here, speak naturally.
Naturally.
Yeah, authenticity when you speak. It's not something artificial, like you say, you are student. This is wrong. This is not natural. Yeah, so you should not drop any articles just to be easy for students to understand. Okay.
Whatever was the level of the students.
Of course, yeah, you should speak correctly anyway. D is for down something. Down what? Down, you can guess the word. Down.
Down what?
Sizing. Downsizing. Use fewer words. You know, you must have heard of something which is called wordy instructions, right?
Yeah.
And instead of giving short, simple, and the clear instructions, guys, work in pairs, talk about your favorite holiday, you have 3 minutes. And instead of saying this, work in pairs, talk about your favorite holiday, you have 3 minutes. Oh, they keep talking. They keep saying, you know, we go on holidays and we love talking to each other. And now I am going to send you to the breakout rooms. I want you to speak about your favorite holiday, the holiday that you love the most. And I'm going to give you, hold on, not 5 minutes. I'm going to give you 3 minutes. I think that's enough. Keeping
so lengthy, beating around the bush.
Yeah, beating around the bush. Yeah, yeah. This is wordy instructions. Since we'll get lost, say, teacher, what do you want now? What should we do now?
You're at a loss.
Yeah. So downsize your words. Use fewer words as much as you can. And the final one, E, is for efficacy, being concise and precise. Don't just downsize vocabulary. You need also to downsize what? Structure, grammar. Guys, let's make this point more practical. Look at this example. Who can make this one graded in the chat box, please? We will see the best answer. And instead of saying, all right, everyone, what I'd like you to do next is stand up. And instead of saying this, too long, too complicated, just say what? Wonderful. I got 3 answers here. All of them are correct. Mr. Abdurrahman, this is still too long. Mr. Omar, remove the word please. Yes, just say, stand up. Okay. Or you can use your body language, of course. Okay. But simply speaking, cut it short and say stand up. Another example to make grading language clearer. We still have the strategies here for you. Look at this. How can we make it graded? I requested to meet the deadline and do the project before the 2nd Sunday of next month, which is April 15. Oh my God. What did you say? In the chat, yes. Let's see the best answer. Mr. Joliu, it's good, but it's not complete, you know? If you say deadline April 15, what are you talking about? Which deadline are you talking about? It's still incomplete. The thought must be complete. Ms. Hiba, meet the deadline on 15 April. It's not complete. What deadline are you talking about as a teacher? Just say, you need to do the project. Even the word deadline, Mr. Omar, could be difficult, you know? So you can say, you need to do the project before April 15. That's it. The deadline of the project is April 15. Good. But the word deadline can be confusing for some students, low-level students, right? Say, deadline? What's deadline? Line is dead, you know? They would get confused. This word is of a bit high level. So make it simple. You need to do the project before April 15. That's it. Okay? So we talked about elicitation and we talked about grading language. What is the third strategy to make your teacher talking supportive?
Echoing.
Yes. And before we do echoing, here is an icebreaker. You know, icebreakers can also be used during the session, not in the very beginning of the session. You know that?
Wow, that's new.
You can use an icebreaker at any time during your lesson. Okay?
If you have a long session.
It's like an energizer.
Yeah, especially like the session we're having, we've been talking for more than an hour. So why is he not going to pay? He said, I will not pay the bill. I said, why not? You order 42 coffee.
That's the reason, because he ordered 42 coffee. So
maybe he wants to annoy.
Because he ordered 40 and 2 coffee.
Yeah.
Too much money. He will be.
No, because he ordered 4 tea
and 2 coffee.
Yeah, man.
And 2 coffee, you know. So who is faulty here? The speaker or the listener?
The speaker.
The speaker.
The speaker needed to grade his language, you know. So you grade your language sometimes, otherwise some people will not understand you. You said 42 coffee. Oh, 42 coffee. This means 42. No, I said 40 and 2. Probably this person was lazy enough, didn't use his body language. 42 coffee. Maybe this person needed to ask some ICQs how many teas or how many coffees, like that? Maybe. Okay, so let's move on to echoing. One of the groups, they didn't know what echoing is, but they guessed the meaning. It's from echo, echo.
Yeah.
You say something and then you hear it unnecessarily.
Again.
Yeah, unnecessarily.
Yeah, sure.
We should, as teachers, we should avoid repeating what students say. For example, okay, Ahmed, what's number one? Number one is true. Then you say, yes, number one is true. Why you say this? Why is everyone heard Ahmed? So there was no reason, no good reason for you to repeat what Ahmed said. This is what is called echoing. Sometimes echoing is a good thing, but we should avoid echoing if it's not necessary. Some teachers say, oh, I echo, I repeat the student's response because I want to expose the students to the language more than once. Some teachers say, I repeat what students say because I want students who didn't hear the first time, I want to give them another chance to hear what has been said, right? So these could be some good reasons for echoing, but echoing shouldn't be always the case, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know some teachers who echo everything. This is not normal. This makes the interaction not real. Please remember this.
Robotic, yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of robotic.
makes it like a mechanical way or a systematic way.
Mm-hmm.
But if I wanted to imagine in a normal situation, in a natural conversation, are you going to repeat everything someone else talking with you is saying?
That would be ridiculous.
Yeah, ridiculous. Yeah, why are you repeating? Why are you repeating everything I'm saying? Are you mocking me? So this is also the same thing in class, echoing. All right. So look at the third objective. See if we're done with it or not. Tell us about the 3 techniques that we use to make your talk supportive.
Elicitation, leading, echoing.
Yes. Elicitation. The second one is?
Grading language.
Good. I'm not going to repeat what you said. I'm not going to echo what you say. And the third one?
Echoing.
Echoing.
Good. Wonderful. Yes. You think students didn't hear that? You can ask one of the students to report. You say,
yeah, another student, yeah.
Yeah, you say, Muhammad, what did Ahmed say just now? Oh, teacher. Then students will pay more attention, but you're repeating what students saying. This is not natural. Don't even repeat what you say unnecessarily. Giving instructions. Some teachers give instructions 2 or 3 times. Why? Why are you echoing yourself? Why are you repeating your own words again and again? You should say one time. Yes, say the instructions one time and then ask some CQs. What are you going to do? How much time do you have? Are you going to work in pairs or in groups? Yeah, that's more effective. Don't explain and explain and explain. Don't prolong explanation. Explain and ask
student.
Some
ICQ. Yeah, CCQs, yeah.
CCQs, okay. Don't just keep explaining. Students will never understand this way. You explain, okay, that's fine. Then you can ask some CCQs, like what I did after the error correction objective. Now, are you ready to play a game on quizzes? As a teacher, believe me, as a teacher, if you don't use Kahoot or quizzes or Nearpod or Quizlet or live worksheet or any of those websites, you're losing a lot.
Exactly, I agree.
Yeah. So
even while teaching face to face.
Face to face, you can do plickers. Because
what is
plickers,
that?
yeah, plickers.
Yeah.
Plickers
What
is a good application that you can use if you're teaching face to face. If you're teaching face to face, you can use different techniques because these things that I mentioned just now are called what? They are named what? They are named online assessment tools. So they are basically used online, but plickers, yeah, plickers can be used in class face to face. Please.
Would you send that to Mr. Said, please, in the chat box, or spell it, please, for us, like that website, that app.
Plickers? Yeah, plickers. Okay, please click the link I sent on the chat and play the game. Just 8 questions to make sure you understand.
Can use quizzes and games even for adults and teachers. I think this is.
You mean quizzes and Kahoot and like that?
Yeah, even for adults.
Why not? Why not?
Only for kids.
Yeah. When I do Delta Module 1 course and CELTA preparation and TEFL and TESOL, we use this. We use quizzes because, as I said, they are called what? Online
assessment tools.
Assessment tools. For what? For formative assessment or summative assessment?
Formative.
Yes. So they can be used with any level, with any age, as long as it's not childish, you know?
Exactly.
It's not childish. It's just a quiz, you know, but it's on quizzes. It doesn't mean it's a childish thing. Okay, how many of you joined just now? Let me see.
Only 13 or something.
About 12.
13 players.
13, okay. Half a minute and I'll start the game. You see my screen, right?
Yep.
Good.
You see that players, like the names of the players.
On the chat?
Yeah, in the chat box, yeah. 20 seconds. I'll start the game in 20 seconds.
What's the prize?
I don't have anything to promise now. You surprised me with this question. I didn't expect it.
Having you, Mr. Said, is a prize in itself, you know.
Yes.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
right.
Another free session. Why not? Think about it.
Another. Give them an entry, they'll take a
You're the
mile,
best
sir.
prize, Mr. Said. You're the best prize.
Thank you so much. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
I don't know where.
We're 20 now. Yeah, we're 20.
Good. Yeah, we have more than 30 participants in the meeting, but only 20 joined. So yeah, no problem. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Just wait.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's why I was counting down.
Okay,
Good.
now I'm in.
Good. All right. So let's begin. Off we go. Okay. Who do you think the winner is? Mr. Ahmed Amin, maybe.
I'm a runner-up.
So let's end it and see.
I'm a runner-up, yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you still see my screen?
Yeah, but the names still.
Oh, Mr. Ahmed Amin, Mr. Mohammed Nigman, and then Mr. Omar. Oh, no ladies here. Hold on.
I'm seeing the names, all the names.
Okay. So let's go back to the PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, that was so interesting.
We've come to an end, and this is a reflection task. This is a reflection task if you would like to tell us something you learned today, something new, or something useful, or a question you still have, or a comment you would like to give. Anyone, please?
The chat box or here?
Yeah. No, you can just speak. Yeah, you can speak, yeah.
Oh, very good. Mr. Saeed, Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam, Mr. Ahmed.
Oh, Habibi, concerning the elicitation,
yeah,
it reminds me of the framework of TTT, test, teach, test.
Yeah.
Is that right or not? I don't know.
This is a framework, and this is a technique that you can use in any framework at any time to try to help the students give new information based on the old information they have, you know?
Yeah.
It's not test, teach, test. It's not a framework. It's not like a paradigm. It's just a technique that you can use at any time in any framework.
In any framework, yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Saeed.
Yeah, something you learned, a question, a comment.
Yeah, something I learned today, and it was really impressive, was the acronym you used for grading the language, like grade, and it's kind of like the story is in the story, like it's hammered home now. Like I wouldn't as a learner forget that, and that's a good way,
They call it mnemonics.
Mnemonics, yeah, they agree. Something that helped you remember something for long.
Yes.
And yeah, it was really
share
amazing.
the slide with us, Mr. Said.
Sorry?
If you could please share the slide which
I will send you the whole the end of the session. I will send you this PDF in the chat box. Please don't leave now. Okay? I will send it to you. You can immediately download it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Sophie. Yes, Mr. Omar, you want to say something else?
Yeah. My question is, how, like, it's kind of related to eliciting. When you elicit, kind of a few students could be part of the process. How can I make sure that, I know because they like different levels or mixed ability classes. So how can I involve most of the students at a glance, or and to be quick at the same time? I mean, I do like eliciting can be good for for those who already know. But
no, eliciting, when you elicit, you ask the whole class, but you don't expect all the students to answer. You expect someone to give an answer.
That's normal.
Okay, yeah, even if it's not an accurate answer, but you expect someone to give a clue, So don't worry about this. You just ask, try to elicit. If they don't know, then it's okay. Like, for example, if you say, guys, when we have a story, we have the characters and we have the setting. So does anyone know what setting is? Then you're trying to elicit,
Wonderful.
You can say the setting is the place and the time where the story happened and when the story happened, but you don't want to tell, so you elicit. Does anyone know what setting is? One of the students will say, teacher, is it the time? Yes, good. Yeah, it's the time when the story happened, the story happened, and it's something else. The time and the, you're trying to elicit, You don't expect anyone to know the answer, but you expect some to be responsive.
Yeah, wonderful. Very good. Yeah, and here comes the comment, you know. Yeah, my third, the third item or discussing.
You don't have to cover the 3 points on the slide, but it's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to correct if you got it wrong, because I listed the 3 of them. Yeah. Yes, please. What's your comment?
You're fantabulous.
Thank you so much.
Fantastic or fabulous now.
Yeah, that's a blending. Yeah, that's a blend. Thank you so much.
Mr.
You're welcome. Okay, Mr. Sharif, and then we will listen to Mr. Sharif. Then we will end with something. We will end with a poll. But Mr. Sharif, yes, what do you want to say?
Okay, Mr. Said, about the point about echoing. As you know, at international school, we have mixed levels. We have a lot of exercises, various exercises at the same time. Okay, so when I make echoing, today I know that it's one of my biggest fault. But if you clarify something for me about how to be sure that all the students get what you want.
You can ask one of the students to report what other students say.
Yes, as you said, but if you have some weakness one, how could you be sure that all the students get your opinion?
You can confirm what the student said by saying something, giving an example or asking a question, you know,
to make it real.
But just echoing for no reason, if you have a good reason, no problem.
Okay. Yes,
but echoing for no reason. Okay, what's number 1? C. What's number 2? B. What's number 3? A. And you're echoing. You say, what's number 1? C. You say, yes, C. So why are you echoing? Everyone heard it's C. And even you have a PowerPoint presentation or you put it on the board. So no need to repeat it. No need to say it.
Yes, I got your point. Yes, thank you. Appreciate it, Mr. Said.
You're welcome. So please, I sent you a poll just now. This poll is on Zoom. I wonder if you ever used this poll, the poll feature on Zoom. You can use it. You can activate it from the setting, and then you can use it with your students, like what I did just now. Did you enjoy? Sorry, the question is DU. Yeah, there's a misspelling. Did you enjoy the session? You have yes, no, not sure. Please give your answer. Another question, was it beneficial? Yes, no, not sure. Please give me an answer. Guys, I'm really fascinated by the results. 21 responded to the poll, and 20 the answer is all positive. 21 out of 21. That's the full mark. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate your.
We deserve more.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this, and I'm going to send you the PowerPoint right now in the chat box. And someone is asking about the certificate. Mr. Muhammad Dahab, can you?
Is there a certificate?
Yeah, I'm going to ask Mr. Muhammad Dahab from the Riyadh Polytechnic Institute in Saudi Arabia if they are going to provide certificates from Riyadh Polytechnic Institute. Mr. Muhammad.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Mr. Muhammad?
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Saeed.
The teachers are asking about certificates. Are there certificates of attendance?
Actually, we are collecting emails from them, but some of them are still missing their emails, especially for those who are registered.
Mr. Muhammad, some teachers who already registered on the link didn't attend. Those teachers attended when I posted the link, so we can take their names now.
Okay.
Okay, I have a good idea, guys. Wait, I'm going to send you my WhatsApp link. Click the link and send me your name privately, and I will send all your names to Mr. Muhammad for the certificates.
This is great.
So on your WhatsApp, okay, Mr. Said, I already have you. I have you.
Yeah, if you have my WhatsApp number, yes, please send me your name now, as you want it to be spelled out in the certificate.
Okay. The name and email, please.
The name and email address?
Yep.
Okay. Send your name and your email address to me. I will send you my WhatsApp number now. It's not a number, actually. It's a link. You just click the link and you will find me on WhatsApp.
And this is a plus, Mr. Saeed, and is that
Yeah.
there is a certificate for the attendance.
This is the prize, yeah. You get a certificate from
There is a prize.
Riyadh,
Why were we asking? This
from
is the
Riyadh
prize.
Polytechnic Institute.
Oh, that's great. That's so generous.
Try to click the link I sent in the chat.
I sent my email to you now.
Yeah, did it
I have your number.
Did it, okay, good. Did it open the link? Did it open my WhatsApp directly?
Yeah, it goes directly to your WhatsApp, Mr. Said, yes.
Great. And you please guys send your name and your email address. Maybe Mr. Muhammad wants to email the certificate to you, right, Mr. Muhammad?
Yeah, sure.
Of course.
That must be the period. We'd like to thank Mr. Muhammad, for that initiative. Yes, that's wonderful. Thank you. That's so generous. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you for all attendees.
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. You have anything to say before we end the meeting?
Yes, Mr. Said.
Thank you, Mr. Said.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. We're so grateful for all what
Thank you so much. I'm grateful that I had you today. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yes, Mr.
Thank
Muhammad.
you, Mr. Saeed, for this great work.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for all the attendees. And personally,
Thank you so much.
pleased to have you. And the RPI is pleased to conduct this wonderful workshop. And we promise to invite Mr. Saeed again, inshallah, bismillah soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye. Take care, please.